Welcome everybody. We just had some loading issues, but now they're gone, so we're hopping directly into the draft. And yeah, this is the last series out of 6, and maybe more to come. That is a rumor, but I will update you as usual on Facebook and Twitter of HeflaTV. But anyway, my name is HeflaMo. Coming with me is Mr. Blackadder, the Super Prit, and Regal is the last challenger. They want to get those damn $500. 5 teams already failed to get it. Mushi is not handing out any money today. Regal, well, it's all up to you. The pride of the C scene is all in the balance here. Regal, the underdog, the most unknown team out of all of these challengers. Mineski, Arrow, MSI, all of them. None of them made it. So, Blackadder, you think maybe the underdog is gonna be successful? If you have your microphone unmuted.
And I failed there. In the history of tournaments, underdogs do have the advantage, we like to think, at least in terms of trying to get the cast hype going. And betting against the underdog, usually an unwise little thing right there.
Yep. Well, there is a 12% chance, like on Dota 2 Best YOLO, they added this game. D2L decided this is not a team they want to add. Either way, if you guys still want to bet Dota 2 Best YOLO, you can do that. And of course, 12%, that shows how much confidence they have in Regal. Not much. So 12% it is, but if you bet on them and they actually manage to beat Team Mushi here, that would be just insane. Either way, guys, this is the G1 Gigabyte Challenge, so thanks to Gigabyte here, the Malaysian Gigabyte and the Philippine Gigabyte made this tournament possible. Mushi is handing out $500 to the challenger who managed to beat this team. The team consists of Mushi, of course, Net, KYXY, and Ohio, the Titan guys, and a friend of Mushi here, WTF. On the other side, a for me completely unknown team, I guess we have to mention them here, CK Boys, Signa, Tamao, Bakri, and Fab. I love the last one. Either way, all that being said, guys, let's head into the draft and see what we got.
Well, we got Burnout on the Razor, the Void, the Doom, and the Viper. However, this does leave the first pick, which was the Lycan for Team Mushi. Now, it's a Radiant side Lycan, doesn't have that massive impact that sometimes we see a Lycan have, doesn't have that Roshan advantage. However, do you honestly want to bet against a Lycan at this point?
No, like we had this, I think in our first or second series. I don't know if it was with you or with Coucher, but we talked already about the Lycan on the Radiant side. And some teams in the past, let's say, month, they were like, "Oh, guys, Lycan was for like the entire 6.8, 6.81 patch, always first ban material, regardless of which side." And then some teams like released under pressure, and the problem is, Lycan got picked even on the Radiant side, and the win stats are still in favor for the Lycan. So Lycan is always for me a dangerous thing. We saw Titan, especially Titan, utilizing the Lycan there. I think Yamate was the Lycan player, and the funny part is he almost had 0 assists the entire game. Everything he did solo. Like his team fought with 4, and in the meantime he was pushing somewhere, and if someone came alone to defend, they mostly died. That was pretty much how the game went there. I think we casted Titan this week, at the start of the week or so. Either way, let's not get stuck with the Lycan, because there's so much else we have to talk about. The second one is Bristleback, so something really, really tanky. But talking about tanky, Brewmaster, and also Visaged in later levels.
Well, the Bristleback I'll bring up right now. Bristleback works well with Lycan in their respective. You can put the Lycan in the safe lane farming, you can then put the Bristleback in the off lane. The Nasal Goo is the key decision maker here, though. The Nasal Goo stacking up that negative physical armor onto targets means the Lycan can chew them apart in very little time whatsoever. And it's a good synergy between these two, but they're 2 big cores already picked, and now the supports are starting to be targeted by Regal in the bans.
Yep, absolutely. I also imagined Roshan being quite an easy thing. Just imagine Team Mushi winning a huge team fight. Maybe the tier 1 tower bottom and mid are already gone, which means the TP platforms for Regal are missing there on the Dire side. They can go easily for Roshan. Just imagine, maybe even without Necro, but just 1, 2, 3 heroes. Then the Howl up, Nezaku on Roshan, the minus armor may be coming out, maybe additional minus armor by a Vengeful Spirit that could come out, for example, in this draft. And Roshan would die within just a minute. Maybe this minute is not even enough for Regal to come in again and then contest this Roshan. This is what I picture after a huge team fight. But if they win this team fight, that's of course another story. I mean, Regal has to say a word there as well. Second burn stage is through. So Rasta is coming out, Death Prophet is coming out. It seems they watch the games, so no Master Open Worlds, no Exorcism. And on the other side, well, they focus more on the team fight part.
I can understand banning out the team fight. You've already got Brewmaster, which brings some control. Visage for the burst damage. You, however, now have the Lich, and I'll come back to the Lich in a second, because there's key things with that I actually mentioned yesterday with Couch. But you ban out the Centaur. There's your initiation, plus the Brewmaster. We saw that to great effect yesterday, actually. And we equally see the Bane ban out, which is the control aspect, looking for the lockdown. They're not targeting anything that has the late game carry potential, and rightfully so.
Tinker.
It's control that makes everything happen here, but for Regal,
Oh, there.
they get the Lich and the Tinker.
Yeah,
Now,
the Lich, to be honest, I want to ignore the Lich. Lich is boring, okay, he eats some creeps here and there, he helps on the lane, that's all cool, we know a Lich, but the Tinker, it's been a while we've seen a Tinker here in this entire challenge, like the 6 challenges going up, and the last years we see right now here, I think we only had 1 or 2 Tinkers. Like, I had only one, the one we casted, but with the Visage, you have this TP platform all over the map, and we've seen this strategy, for example, by EG. EG used this. There was like 1 familiar each on every lane, and the Tinker, instead of, you know, TPing on his own creep wave, he used the familiar just on the perfect second. I mean, every 30 seconds the creep wave spawned, and he knew exactly the timing. Familiar was in position, so he went there and then put marching machines up. So he was never really in danger to be being caught out, because other people can't camp you at the creep wave. That's a really nice thing. So I'm looking forward if Regal is gonna come up with something like this. But even without, the Tinker can TP on the familiars, even when it's about fights, so you don't necessarily need creeps in the vicinity, and that's a cool thing.
you say the Tinker's the key thing you want to focus on. I'm actually going to go against you there. The Lich here is the thing that is important for me. Now, this Lich, it's going to deny experience, it's going to be very effective in controlling creep waves, sure. However, this is some mechanic that we had, me and Couch actually talked about yesterday. Frost Blast. Now, we all know it's a good single target nuke, but the secondary damage to the units around it is over the threshold for Visage to gain Soul Assumption charges. So instantly off the back of a Frost Blast, you could have a max stacked Soul Assumption ready to go.
Yeah.
The combination of Lich and Visage is not to be underestimated for that sheer reason alone.
Especially those low HP pool heroes like Dazzle and Witch Dog, like Soul Assumption and Frost Blast coming out at the same time. Maybe even a Brewmaster somewhere in the area coming up with a Thunderclap. This is 3 times huge magical burst, and if you're not really fast on your Shallow Grave button, you might as well even die before getting it through. So all on top of that, once the Tinker is gonna reach certain levels, then he's coming out with additional magic burst. That is Dagon, laser, rockets, and all that, maybe even while fighting under towers or March of Machines. It's a very nasty combination, but either way, we have to see how fast the Tinker is getting the levels up. Right now, Mushi, they have to focus on at least, getting either the Brewmaster or the Tinker out of the game. At least one of them needs to be shut down. Like, I think the Tinker should be the priority, because later with a Lycan and a Bristleback, they can even kill the Brewlings over time. Make this 15, 20, 25 minutes into the game, they can actively stand still and say like, okay, we just turn around and get the Brewlings down. We saw that yesterday. But yeah, last ban stage is through. Tidehunter, today one of the most favorite heroes being banned. Not in the early ban stages, but in the later ones. And the Weaver on the other side. And now it's all about the 5th picks. And Regal, they go greedy. We see 3 cores pretty much now.
Well, it's a 3-core lineup. We know this to be very greedy. You've got the Tinker as well, who's going to be looking for pretty much all of the farm early on, and he's going to be the big hero in terms of net worth in my mind. But we can't underestimate a Clinks and a Brewmaster. Now, the burst damage available for Regal here is staggeringly high. I will say that much. For Mushi's lineup, it's more sustained damage, with the exception of the Death Ward per se currently. But they still do have 1 pick available. We're looking potentially for a mid laner here. Now, Puck comes to mind, certainly. Equally so does probably one of Mushi's more favoured heroes, the Queen of Pain, if they want burst damage.
Yeah.
Both of these heroes would work in. So would a Templar Assassin come to that point as well, considering you have Lycan, Bristleback. They love having negative armor on the field. Templar brings a good amount of that with that Meld Strike.
I'm really looking... Oh, you were right. Good job. That's British power right there. The Puck, well predicted. That's Yeah, amazing. I didn't see it coming, to be honest, but it's a Mushi puck. I was more going for the Queen of Pain. That would have been interesting, especially for catching out, maybe finding the Tinker. I also considered a Storm Spirit, because Storm Spirit versus Kling, Storm Spirit versus Tinker, two nice things to have, to be honest. So I would have preferred the Storm over the puck, but Mushi says the puck is right, so he concurs with you, and rightly so. Let's see.
I like the puck here just because of the silence from the Waning Rift. Sure, you've got Storm who's got a single target electric vortex, but puck, Waning Rift, AoE silence, good against the Tinker, very good against the Clinks and the Brewmaster, and it stops that Brewmaster getting that all-important primal split. That's why I thought, puck could be good, and also has that burst damage available.
Yeah. By the way, our Twitch chat is like, where's the Invoker? Where's the Invoker? G1 needs Invoker. And I totally agree. Like, the amount of Invoker we had in the games is like, wow, not even existing. We had one Invoker today in one of the series. That is 1 out of 4 games. And, yeah, he didn't even have too much impact. Like, after all, you saw the stats provided by our awesome statsman, by the way. Shout out to him as well, LDG here from the St. Deviant stats guys. Follow them on Twitter. But yeah, he said like the Lich, for example, and the Witch Dog and everything, they did more damage than the entire Invoker, like hero damage. That was kind of a sad story, but he tried. It's not like he didn't try. But either way, what happened here? Haven't quit, haha, quit. Lose you, then quit again. Where are you? What?
I honestly don't know. Hopefully you'll be able to load back in.
I don't understand the word they're saying. What is autosurf? I don't want to even figure it out. Either way, we have one disconnect, so we have a small pause here, but we're gonna introduce a team in the meantime. I already said it, who is in there, but for those people who just tuned in, first of all, welcome here on HeflaTV, but yeah, let's look at the name. KYXY here on the Lycan. We have Ohio playing the Bristleback, WTF playing the Dazzle, Net having the Witch Dog, and Mushi, the guy we talked the most about, like the 5th pick, was really important to this draft, is playing the puck.
On the flip side of that coin, however, for Team Regal, we have Sikna on that Tinker, we have CK on the Lich, we have Tamau Bakri on the Brewmaster. I've probably mispronounced that so horribly. We have Boys on the Visage, and we have Fap on the final hero, which I believe was...
The Clinks.
The Clinks, yes.
It's the Clinks, yeah. That's the triple core. We have the Brewmaster, the Tinker, and the one I'm most curious about actually is, yeah, the Clinks. Because the Clinks, over time, I imagine him still going for Orchid. Orchid being very nice against Mr. Dazzle, so you don't have the Shadow Craze on himself or on any other target, and also very nice against the puck. If the puck gets Orchided, then a puck is nothing but just a target dummy with a very low HP pool, so yeah, Orchid is definitely something to go for, but I also think he needs a BKB very soon. This is what I expect from the Clinks. Going Soul Ring, maybe PT, Orchid, BKB. Those 4 items. The order might differ, but I think this is the priority we have to see here. Otherwise, he will get stunned or just nuked down or slowed, and if they have vision, that's also not the good thing. This way, he can really pop the BKB, disable either way, like the puck or the Dazzle, and join the fight, and even with the residual BKB, just skeleton walk and get the hell out of there.
I would completely agree with you. The item choice here, Orchid, BKB, are pretty much required, and I don't think he'll finish the Power Treads until after he has at least the Orchid. I think he'll be happy with Brown Boots until that point. But I suppose, while we've got this little bit of downtime, with these lineups in mind, I wonder, you guys in the chat, who do you think is going to win this game? Just type the team you think is going to win, and we'll just tally that up. Be an interesting little exchange.
Well, let's say it
there.
like this. I mean, Regal is a bit more greedy, so if those 3 cores actually do something, it's to be honest, it's all about if the Brewmaster is getting the mid game, then it might actually turn into Regal's favor, because then he bought exactly the time they need to get the Tinker online, to get the Clinks online, and the question is also, when does Team Mushi stick together and fight, because the Clinks is always hoping for someone alone. But yeah, we got some nice stats here. Radiant side, 41 wins, that's a 59% win rate. On the Dire side, it's a bit more on the Lycan here, so yeah. But you see, even on the Radiant side, the Lycan is just a hero that is, at least percentage-wise, when it comes to the win rate, still absolutely first-ban material.
I'd completely agree. Lycan has been a powerhouse throughout this entire patch. Hell, even since the original incarnation of this patch, before the revisions were done in version B. But I wonder what we're going to see tweaked to him in 6.82. What do you think is going to change with the Lycan, Hefla?
To be honest, the lichen as it is, like it's a very delicate flower, to be honest. Like if you take too much away, nobody's picking him anymore. But if you leave him as he is right now, then to be honest, I don't think he needs much nerf. Like he already got the Howl nerf. Maybe if you change something with the wolves, I mean he got a nerf already on shapeshift on Howl. What else can you buff to not destroy the hero? To be honest, right now he has like a good place in the meta. He's either getting banned or just picked on the Radiant side, and sometimes at least we see teams like really manhandling him, as in they say like, okay, we have a Lycan, we can't slow this hero, he will do split push whatsoever, but we pick massive stun and massive burst to get him down. But eventually the biggest problem is still that like the Lycan over time is just getting stronger and stronger, plus he amplifies the entire team, so I don't know.
I can understand that. Personally, I think we might see a little bit of a nerf to the hero damage of Howl, but that's just my thinking, since it's partly the Howl that makes a Lycan so strong, in ability to push towers.
But look what just happened, Jesus Christ. Like he
Instant
just
disconnect.
reconnected, picked his hero, and the first thing that happens is he disconnects again, so this is, yeah, bad news for Team Regal. We were like looking at them as the underdogs, but at the moment we have even problems to get the game starting here.
Well, with any luck, we'll be able to get this game underway. And draft-wise, if Regal can get, as we mentioned, their 3 cores going in terms of gold, I have a feeling Regal might be able to take this one late. However, early game, I do heavily favour Team Mushi. I mean, you've got a Lycan, a Bristleback, and a Puck. Do you really want to bet against that?
Yeah,
I mean,
I want to bet against that, because if you just assume equal farm on both teams, then a Klinks will destroy even a Lycan, and the Tinker disabling people at that Magical Burst. He can take out so many people, especially after BKBs. If we have a later Hex, Ethereal play Dagon build, we have to see what he decides for. But either way, it doesn't seem like both teams are interested in anything. At the moment, Team Mushi is the most aggressive one, but this is just for warding. We have one observer ward here in an obvious spot, the other one is right next to it, so both want vision here to the sides. The Ancients are being blocked, which is interesting to say the least. Who is actually having another sentry ward? Yes, there the Brewmaster comes. I think they saw that, or they expect this, and yep, this is a nice spot. But the problem is they have to eat through the trees here. They have to use tangos, otherwise it's just not working.
I completely agree, and they will find it now, hopefully, off the back of that one.
Oh, but no, but he can't get in. This tree is still in the way, so they won't find this sentry ward for now, unless they use another tango. But the Brewmaster, he's really greedy. He's like, no, I'm not gonna give my little precious tango here.
So, just out of my curiosity, since we do have LVJ compiling stats for us today, do we have any stats on the success rate of Team Mushi's cores when they're picked together, the Puck, the Lycan, and the Bristle, I wonder?
I don't think we have stats there, because not too many games are played like this. But either way, you saw the Mushi stats like separately. 70% on a Mushi Puck, that's quite something. That's decent stats on that hero. Either way, the game started, the creeps are meeting each other. Let the games begin. And it already started quite nicely, because yep, Visage and Net, they found each other. Just a little brawl, but now empowered by the level 1 Howl. Well, no right clicks coming in whatsoever, but still, that level 1 Howl is the standard build to go for on a Lycan.
And it does help him get so much more in terms of last hit potential. An extra 14 hero damage to everything across the map. That's going to help out not just him, but his entire team. And, most importantly, it's going to help Net in terms of harassing boys. But Grave Chill thrown onto Net here, and Net is taking a lot of damage. There's no soul assumption here, so it's sheer right-clicks being the force to bring down one of these heroes. But
he's really ballsy.
It's going to be thrown. Boys are still hanging around, and now you've got WTF rotating in. He's got first point into Shadow Wave, so no extra potential for a kill with a slow at this point in.
Yep, that was really ballsy. He might not have a single hair on them, but he definitely has balls. Like going that man fight against Visage here. Wow.
Well, in the meantime, I'll take a quick look at the mid lane, because Puck with Mushi. In my mind, Mushi has a few heroes where he stands out above the rest. One of them is Queen of Pain. To another extent, it is the Puck and the Invoker for Mushi. I've seen him play these heroes, and he can be a dominating force. And we've already seen little engagements in the mid lane of it. So equally
but
top lane
top
right
there,
now.
the
WTF.
Dazzle is the
Yep.
one to fall.
Yeah, the combination between the Clinks and the Visage from Boys and Fab, that's a very powerful combination. And you've got Net looking for more here. He's trying to come forward, look for the Visage, but they managed to juke each other through the tree line, and Boys should be safe.
If he would have found him, that might have been a kill, like with the cask, even if it's not bouncing, but that is some damage plus 2 right clicks. He only had 140, and of course he doesn't have his passive yet, so yeah. But either way, they started, and Visage is just, yeah, suiciding, I think, in the big camp here. So it looks like it's a 1-1, but the truth is that Regal has a nice start here, getting the first blood on the Dazzle. Like the Dazzle did have only the Shadow Wave, so now he's level 2. We have to see what he picks up. He's still leaving that slot open. He might as well just... It depends. Next situation, if they want to go aggressive, he needs the Poison Touch. If not, then he's going for the Shallow Crave. But let's see. I mean, the Bristleback, so far he's not too much in danger because level 1 Frost Blast.
Thank you, LDJ.
Yeah, there we go.
So a 50% win rate with these 3 cores.
Okay. But still not games together. That's only 2 games played.
Yeah.
So that's why I said it's not really representative as such, but still we have an awesome statsman today. But yeah, what I wanted to say, the Bristleback, he's doing just fine. He's remaining in the lane. He finds the CS at the moment, not too much of course, but still 10-1 in comparison to 11-2 Panda, who's backed up by Elish. So that's just fine. And this little brawl here top, it just continues. But now, there's Mr. Fab also joining there. A Searing Arrow here and there. It hurts. It definitely hurts. The Searing Arrow is really a dangerous thing, especially to a Witch Dog with only 450 HP.
Hitting for over 90 damage, of course, that's before physical armor's counted, but that is still a very nasty amount of damage to be taking this early in the game.
Oh, but look at the Bristleback. He's... Oh my god. He almost got that kill on the Brewmaster. That was 4 stacks Bristles. Now he's under the tower, but there was no Frost Blast. I actually don't know why there wasn't a Frost Blast, because he had sticks. Stick charges, 7 actually, and he could have used it, but... Yeah, Ohio actually forcing out the Panda. So that's really bad news. Fab also, well, a bit under pressure here. Net is responsible for the healing. Again, we see a Voodoo Restoration build coming out, just like the other games. But at least Fab is managing to pull the creep wave away, but he has to be careful though. Look at the right clicks, because he has no boots. So prone boots versus no boots. Oh god.
Net trying to get the kill, we're not going to manage it on the Clinks. The Clinks is too quick at this point. And the Clinks did have Skeleton Walk that entire time, so he could have got that bonus move speed by 11% if he needed it.
Yep, and they're creep skipping already. Look at this. I mean, free creeps they're gonna be now at the tier 2 tower, but walking directly through. And the next creep wave, they can go fully for that tower. We might see another 5 minutes, 6 minutes tower here. There's still a cliff to use, but if they're gonna use it, I don't think it's really worth it. But then again, yeah, I think they should use it. Maybe stalling some time, but no, they're not gonna use it. They just let this tower fall. And this is a 4-minute 50 tower that goes along with what we saw in the earlier games today.
Well, early tower pressure, you've got to liken it. It's what we come to expect, and that's only the first 2-1 of the game. Towers will start to fall with exceptional speed in this game at this rate. I mean, we're looking for an early Vladimir's onto KYXY, and when he gets that Vlad's up, do you really want to be standing in that Lycan's path? I mean, that opens up the possibility for a Roshan, it opens the possibility up for more tier 2s, and the pressure will just start to mount from there on in by Team Mushi.
Yeah, at the moment it's not really looking good. They keep on applying pressure here top. Now the Visage is back to lane, but also looking at the mid, the Tinker now, well, he decided for just laser marching machines build. He finally reached level 6, but Mushi is about, I don't know, 3 CS ahead as an experienced CS, and this is bad news. This is really bad news, because the Tinker, I don't know, is he going... Well, the bottle is coming back, but he doesn't even have a soul ring.
Well, this is the problem for this Tinker. He's really on the clock this game. He's trying to get what he can. Without the Soul Ring, he's heavily delayed. Now he's going to try the Ancients, stack them up, try to clean them up with the March of the Machines. But while this is going on, you've got a Tier 2 being sieged top lane slowly by KYXY, by WTF, and, of course, by Net, who is lurking nearby. Does have level 2. He's got Cask now and Voodoo Restoration, so they're going to be looking for pressure, backed up by the healing of a Witch
One
Dog.
Mushi wants to join, or does he? He was about to go north, and that would have been a 4 versus 3 situation, but now Fab is scouting. But let's see, is there somewhere a sentry that we see, or they want to focus here on Net?
If they can bring down Net, that'll be perfect. Fab throwing the damage in, and Soul Assumption not even needed at this point, but now Lycan coming in the backlines, looking to bring down Boys. But still, Fab trading blows with the Dazzle of WTF at this point, and it'll be a TP away by Boys at this point.
Yep, that is definitely a okay straight. A Lish for Witchdog and FabFab getting the, yeah, getting it all out of there. That's good. The nice TP as well, but look at Lycan Vladimir's stats. Okay, that's quite interesting as well. Like the timing on the Vladimir's was also pretty good for KYXY. I mean, he is packed already. Like 7 minutes. Usually I don't swap that early into net worth, but now we can see it. He's so far ahead at the moment. The second farmer is the Brewmaster with 2.3, and he's like 2k gold ahead, even more than that. That's nuts.
Well, you've got a war of wards happening in the meantime top lane, and they're going to look to go on to boys. But that's a stun that doesn't bounce, and they have nothing else to bring him down with. They have no other stuns, they only have the slow, and here comes the potential turnaround. Shalagard going to be thrown on net, but Fafab is right here. One more Searing Arrow would do it, but then again, in comes Tamao, and that will be more than enough. And Boys picks up the kill there. On a bit of a spree himself. Then again, Signa rotating around. Can he find anything? He does have that laser ready to go, but I don't think we're going to see any more aggression up in that jungle at this point. They realize they're starting to overstep their mark in a way.
But the problem is now they left Ohio alone, and Ohio, he never had to leave his lane. He's just doing so fine here in Ohio. Look at him, he's just standing still, like he doesn't care. Fluff is doing some Searing Arrows, but that's it. He also didn't go for only Searing Arrows, he went at one point into Strafe, which is quite unusual because usually, well, we see them going for more, but oh, look, he's getting so much damage. The second stack here, Ohio getting the third one in, and now he might even follow him. No, Skeleton Walk is being baited out, and the Bristleback is clearing the creep wave, eating even tower damage here, but yeah, this should be enough for a tier 1 tower. Howl coming out, they're gonna get this. This is 8 minutes. Every 4 minutes a tier 1 tower. That should secure them a solid goal lead.
And I'll point this out. The build we're seeing from Ohio, no points in Viscous Nasal Goo. Instead, we've got many points up in Quill Spray, as well as 3 points into Bristleback itself. So he's just going for the tanky approach.
Look what they do. They're gonna steal the Ancients. These were actually supposed to be for the Tinker. I mean, they already put a lot of effort in it, like dewarding this ward here. But after that, they stacked, and now the question is, do they contest? Maybe it's already too late, or is it?
They're going to try to come in and they're going to start focusing Mushi, but he gets a big Dream Coil onto. He's going to be forced to, however, rift out, and he doesn't want to be caught, but he'll go straight into the March of the Machines from Signa. Can he finish him off in time with the laser? No, he manages to dodge it, which good reactions there. But in the meantime, back in the fight, Ohio will go down to the Soul Assumption combo, and Boys picks up an extra kill. Bit of a spree. That spree is slowly building up for that Visage, and that could certainly be the opening to an early Aghanims, should he want that.
The fun part is they managed to actually finish up those Ancients, and it's a 1-1 trade. A Lish for a Bristleback, considering that how much farm the Bristleback had, it's a quite okay-ish trade, but still, the majority of those Ancients, they went to Gigabyte, and that's the biggest problem at the moment. So that's a lot of farm stolen. Either way, we are at the 10th minute, and let's see. Team Gigabyte, they had more than 1,000 gold lead, but yeah, they quite lost something now. The craft is nullified, but when it comes to gold, with those two towers, the Ancient stolen, and KYXY still farming like a madman, now finishing his PTs, and what else is there coming there? Wait. Whoa. Okay. Helm of Ironwill. Interesting.
That one's a curious pickup. I mean, what's he going to build with that Helm of Ironwill? Is he really thinking Armlet?
Armlet Lycan, also haven't seen this in a very long time. Actually, I don't think I have seen in Pro Dota as such, but now Ohio might be in a bit trouble. There's a Smoke King coming out, and all they have to do is to slow, but Boys is not getting the slow up. Now he does.
Even with the slow, he's still so tanky. He has 3 points up in his passive, and now we get the potential for turnaround. This is where the Bristleback is a threat, because you see the cast comes in from the Witch Doctor, 1 kill. Now looking for one, the Nasal Goo is there, could get it, make that 2 kills. Can we get anything more off the back of this team fight? They're going to look for Fab with that dust. They certainly can make that 3 kills from Team Mushi.
That really hurts. Like, trying to get 1 Bristleback paying with 3 heroes, and all that, of course, net level 2 Voodoo Restoration, just keeping them high on HP, and with that creep wave, not even a cliff available, they just go on, doing so much damage on this tier 2 tower. It might actually fall even.
Yeah, they can take the tier 2 off the
but in the mid,
fight.
look at it, Boys just came back here, but the Soul Assumption, Mushi dodging it, and he's just getting that solo kill. The Tinker is coming, and he finally finished his BOTs, but there's nothing to do for Mushi, even phase shifts this one. And all that, while all this is happening, Lycan, he doesn't even care about the rest of the game. He's just doing Howl here and there, and then, well, he missed that last hit on the tower. So Fab doing something for the team here, getting the denier, but still, like, he's just playing his own game.
It's what he needs to do, though, because he's taking down towers, which removes the map control from Regal. If we consider that's tier 2 towers down, two tier 2 towers down in that exchange, specifically the tower that gives you the earliest access to Roshan, is perfect for KYXY and the lineup from Team Mushi. But in the meantime, KYXY, speaking of him, is being forced out of the lane right now, and he can't really do much about this either. The Wolves can harass Fab a little, but at this point he is merely a distraction, while the rest of the team gather up. They do have a smoke, and they want this tier 2 in the mid lane, the final tier 2 standing on the side of Team Regal. This could be a very quick game 1 of this best of 3 series if this kind of pressure keeps up. And Mushi, he's coming in from the side with the silence and the combo, but KYXY will clean up that kill. The Brewmaster cannot stand versus the puck at this point in the game.
He was so ballsy because he knew, hey, I got Primal Split, but he didn't expect Mushi to come in there, and with that silent, the deal was sealed, and well, Mushi looking even for more. He still has a Dream Coil, and there's 2 potential targets here, the 2 supports in the mid, but of course they're right now behind a tower, and that might make it a bit difficult. There's also like familiars to play around with, but at the moment they're scouting the wrong trees. If they would be on the other side, they might scout out, for example, Mushi, but I think he still wants to go in. There we go.
In comes the Dream Call and the silence coming from Mushi, and that's going to be 1 easy kill. Now they're going to look for more off the back of this, and Ohio starting to stack up those big stacks of Vicious Natal Goo. The Brewmaster will be the target here. Signa's trying to do what he can, dropping them out to the machines, but this Brewmaster cares not for the Tinker. And it's easily a second kill going the way of Team Regal. Can they get any more off the back of this one? Ohio's certainly looking about. They want to try to get the Brewmaster. The Primal Split's going to end in about 6 seconds time, and they could go for the Brewmaster, but now everyone's alive for Team Regal again. Tinker is back in the mix, and he's going to be the target. Silence out on him. The Dream Coil still on cooldown, unfortunately, but it does not matter. Ohio will come in with the Quill Spray to clean up the Tinker once more.
Yep, and look at their HP, they barely lose anything. Now the Visage is coming in, Fab is trying to do something, but it's just too early in the game. Regal needs a lot more time to come online to be like a serious threat, but with all this gold by all the tower, this will be the last outer tower they lose 40 minutes in. This is just nuts. Like, and look at all the sustain they have. I mean, PTs even, not even Arcanes on the Witch Dog, they still have enough sustain, and now they just go back because even the Witch Dog is out of mana. Do we have Arcanes? Yeah, at least on the Dazzle we have them, and yep, all outer towers down. Next objective is getting Roshan, and look at this net worth, it's not even funny. We soon see a net worth being split in 2 halves, and unfortunately Regal is taking the lower half here.
Indeed, and we've got to consider this for 1 minute. You mentioned the sustain. They've got Voodoo Restoration, they've got a mechanism on Ohio, and the Urn on net. That level of health sustain is absurd at this point, and that's 14 minutes, all outer tier towers and Roshan. That's 7k gold alone from towers and Roche.
Yep, and now we have the Lycan even. The funny part is, I think the Lycan is one of those, like, Lycan and Crystal, they are the targets that probably need the Aegis the least. I mean, you just give it to him anyway, because like he can make some plays with it and doesn't have to worry about his HP, but still, in fact, they could even give it to a support, just if they wanted to. But, well, let's see. I mean, they still have their base. It's 50 minutes in, as I said, even earlier in the draft already, like, they need time to get their draft online, but getting back from this gold disadvantage, which is by now 15k, this is pretty much a K per minute. So, KPM, gold K per minute, not kappa per minute. But yeah, it's working.
Really? Hefla? Really?
Yeah, I know, it was a very flat one, but KPM is life. I mean, at least in experience, of course they stick a lot together, so the experience is not as heavy, but still 7,500, that's pretty much halfway through from what you need till the 30-minute mark, till the game is over, and I don't think they're gonna stop. They have the Aegis, why not going for more? The Vive even...
There's no reason to stop.
Yeah.
They're just going to take this tier 3, and any form of defense is going to be subject to Dream Coil, to Waning Rift. And before we even mention those heroes, we've got Dazzle on the backline as well as the Witch Doctor with his Death Ward. This would be a fight that would, if they take it, still go heavily in the favour of Team Mushi. And in comes the Dream Coil, connects on 2, they bring down Boys immediately with that Death Ward being committed as well, and in comes the Primal Split. But is it enough at this point? I don't think it is. The Fire Panda's already down. They're going to look for the Earth Panda and the Storm Panda. They cannot hold their racks at this point. And Tinker, Signa, trying desperately to hold his buildings, but still, it is a losing fight right now, and the first set of racks go down in favour of Team Mushi.
Yep, I think also the Marcher Machines was just too late there. They're gonna lose to Rax, and like when they entered the high ground here, which was kind of obvious for both teams here, they, I don't know, didn't even start to go for the Marcher Machines, but oh, the Panda coming in, but this time he doesn't have Primal Split, so this is kind of an odd thing to do, but oh, with the Wolves, no, these Chain Frosts not going anywhere. The Tinker's at least getting Mushi down, but, well.
Well, Mushi goes down, KYXY will armlet toggle to survive, and it still is massively in favor of Team Mushi at this point. They're committing so much damage into trying to kill Ohio, and Ohio can just turn around at this point. He still has 300, 400 mana, and the spines are still starting to stack up. Hell, even with the Soul Assumption, it just tickles the Brewmaster, the Bristleback at this point. And do we get any more levels of aggression? Tamal tries to blink in, drops himself a Thunderclap, but it does not matter. As I mentioned time and time again, they just do not have enough damage to bring down Ohio.
Yep.
He is so damn tanky. Vanguard, Mechanism, and a Hood of Defiance. He has got everything that increases his own effective HP. It is
There's
absurd.
no way. There's just no way they get him down at the moment. But at least the Tinker is managing to get the Aegis off the Lycan. But even KYXY was playing around there. You saw it. He was playing around with Fab. He was like, hey, look at me. I got low HP. Kill me, kill me, kill me. And then he was like, as soon as the first searing arrow was flying, he just put on his armlet and suddenly he stood there with, again, decent HP. That's, of course, the advantage having a Lycan with the armlet, but still, this Bristleback, at the moment I have the feeling he can pretty much go and just tank it all up. The problem is also, we saw the first time in this game, the Chain Frost, because all the other times, like, he just died before he could actually make any impact to the game, to the team fight whatsoever, and that's the biggest problem at the moment. Like, a good Chain Frost into a clump fight might have done a difference here, at least get some support kills, but not even that was coming. And the last one you saw it bounced once to hero, the second one was phase shifted, and the rest was then just misdirected by the Wolves. And that's it, that was our first Chain Frost. No impact whatsoever.
I know, and it's going to be very rough here to really gain any kind of impact for Regal at this point. And well, we can see for Fat on the Clinks, we mentioned BKB and Orchid. He hasn't even got either of those at this point.
Yeah. He's going for Myrtle Hammer right now, so what is this? Is this BKB directly?
That's him trying to get a BKB directly, but at this point it's too little too late, and from where we stand, Mushi is even prepared for this. If we took a look at Mushi, I believe it was on Mushi, no, it was on Net, he's opted for the Ghost Scepter. He's thinking the Clinks is going to hunt for him with an Orchid, but the Orchid is missing. There is no Orchid yet, and Net can just survive, in my opinion, with Voodoo Restoration alone with his team. And you can see the Siege, here it comes, with the Pipe. This is going to be high ground at this point.
This is perfect timing. Having the pipe right before you want to go high ground again, so Marcher Machine's not doing anything. There's also no additional Marcher Machine coming right in, and he can't go that close either way because Mushi is standing there, and if he jumps in with a Dream Call, then Tinkerino is dead.
Speaking of Dream Call, here we go. They're going to go straight onto Brewmaster. He gets silenced though before he can use Primal Split, and that's a big kill. Instant buyback, however, he wants to get back into this one, but as the damage starts to fly across the board, Ohio's falling back, but KYXY does not care. He picks up the double kill. He brings down the Prince. Now he's looking for boys. Primal Split comes in on the backline, however, make that a triple kill for KYXY. Can he find any more? He could go for CK here. However, Brewmaster would equally be a good target, but Tinker's back in the mix, and GG, well played, is called. Game 1 goes the way of Team Mushi.
Yep, there's just no way, like, they don't care even about Marching Machines, like, wow. That was the best example that when you pick greedy and you have a horrible laning stage and the enemy knows that and it's just grouping up and going tower by tower by tower, and a Lycan on the Radiant side who has immense farm, even Roshan done by Mushi. Well, what else can you say? A 20-minute GG here. Team Regal, we wanted to see him as the underdog, but to be honest, it was more the underperform at the moment here. But there's still a second game. It's a best of 3, and of course Regal has a chance to come back here. Let's see. Game number 2 will be up in just a second.